Ya pritirabhivekanam vishayeshu anupayini tvam manusmarata same hridayanma pasarpatu prapanna Gita. May I think of thee with that strong love which the ignorant cherish for the things of the world, and may that love never cease to abide in my heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. This morning our subject is the power of love. I have a book, Dictionary of Thoughts, where I found 192 definitions of love. Not one or two, 192. All great thinkers of the world and mystics expressed what love is. It is a very interesting subject. Shakespeare says, love reasons without reason. That is the sentence. A mother loves her child. Is there any reason? No. Why should I love my child? She never questions. It comes spontaneously from the heart of the mother. It is beyond reason. I love you, no, not through reason. It comes from my heart. Very interesting. Victor Hugo says, life is a flower of which love is the honey. Very poetic expression. Human life is just flower, it is blooming. But it becomes sweet, it becomes beautiful, it becomes wonderful if there is any love. Love never reasons, but profusely gives. Another beautiful statement. A lover only knows how to give. He is not a taker, he is a giver. Swamiji also said, take the position of a giver. The person who loves, that person wants to give his body, mind, wealth, everything to the beloved. Tan, man, dhan. Tan means body. Man means mind. Dhan means money, wealth. Everything I want to give to my beloved. That is the way love works. Completely unselfishness. 100% he wants to give to you, not 99%. And this love cannot be divided. Tennyson said, it is better to love and lost than not to love at all. We find some people, they do not know how to love. They become like a stone wall. Heart has become a stone wall. I remember once in Hollywood, I interviewed Jabuji. I said, do you love anybody? No, Swami. Do you have anybody with whom you can open your heart and can talk? No, Swami. If I express my heart to anybody, somebody might use me, exploit me. That she told me. বন্ধুহীনের জীবন বড়ই দুঃখের. If you do not have a good friend in your life is miserable. You need a person with whom you can open your heart. Then I told her, love Sri Ramakrishna, good person. You can open your heart. If nobody loves you, be sure it is your own fault. Said another great thinker. Some people say, you love me, you love me, you love me, but I shall not love you. They are beggars. They do not get love. And if you love, you will be loved. Love is reciprocal. If I love you, you are bound to love me. That is the way it works. Reciprocal. In Vaishnava tradition, love has been divided into 3 categories: samartha, samanjasa, sadharani. Sadharani means ordinary love, selfish love. You love me. You suffer, I don't care. You give your everything to me. 100% focus on me. That is called sadharani. That is the love of Vrinda among the gopis to Krishna. Samanjasa means 50-50. You give 50% to me, I shall give 50% to you. Let us both be happy. That is the attitude of Lolita, another gopi, her love for Krishna. Let us both be happy. Next is, the highest love is samartha. That is the love of Radha. You are my beloved, you be happy. I may suffer, it doesn't matter. I want to make you happy in every way. That is the highest love. 100% I want to give to you. How shall we measure love? We never know how much one loves till we know how much he is willing to endure and suffer for us. And it is the suffering element that measures love. The soldiers fight in the battlefield, a lot of suffering. They love their motherland. So their love measured through their suffering. Jesus, Ramakrishna, they suffered so much for the good of humanity. That is the reason they are the great. They sacrifice their everything for others. That is the reason they are worshipped. Sacrifice. What is your sacrifice? I like Swamiji's definition of love. Love is a triangle. The first angle of the love triangle is love knows no fear. There is no fear. If there is a fear, if you are afraid of somebody, you cannot love. Impossible. Love will never come out from your heart if there is any fear. Sometimes you can see some movie, suppose a man is putting a pistol on a girl, says, you love me? Yes, yes, I love you, I love you. It's a show. No love. Second, love knows no bargain. No bargaining. I shall give you $1 million. Will you love me? You cannot buy love. Love cannot be sold and bought in the market. Third, love for love's sake. That Swamiji said. I love to see moon. Not doesn't mean I love to go and live with the moon. I love it. I love nature. It's a love for love's sake. Love is really powerful. It has a destructive side and the constructive side. A robber kills a man out of love, for money, for his family. Destructive side. I love to study history. I read the history of the Mughals. You see, if you read the history of India, you will find 700 years India was ruled by the Muslims, the Mughals, the Khilji dynasty, the Arabs. Next 300 years, India was ruled by British, French, and Portuguese. So when I was studying Mughal history, I read the life of Jahangir, who is the son of Akbar the Great. He heard that Nurjahan, the paragon of beauty, was the wife of Sher Afghan. So he wanted to marry Nurjahan. He sent a soldier, killed Sher Afghan, and brought his wife, and he married her. It is history. That is Jahangir. His son was Shah Jahan, who built Taj Mahal on the tomb of his beloved wife Mumtaz. It is one of the wonders of the world. Constructive side. Destructive side, constructive side. How love works. It has tremendous power. I shall tell you a funny story. One of our devotees, their marriage over 50 years, very happy marriage. Really now wonderful people. So I asked the wife, you know your husband loves you so much, I think when you will die, your husband will build a Taj Mahal on you. Then she says, Swami, Taj Mahal, he will marry next day. I was laughing. With Taj Mahal. Swami Vivekananda talked about love in his poem, Shakhar Prati, to a friend. There he told his autobiography. He said, I practice so much austerity, travel all over the world. Let me tell you what I found, my final conclusion of my life's study. That is said in his poem. If you have that poem, please read it. Read very slowly and carefully. I shall read 2 stanzas from that poem. Listen, friend, I will speak my heart to thee. I have found in my life this truth supreme, buffeted by waves in this whirl of life. There is one ferry that takes across the sea. One ferry boat which helps human beings to cross the sea. That ferry boat is love. Man is carried by that love. You love your body. That is the reason you get up from your bed and you go and take breakfast, take lunch, take dinner. Love, force. You go to work. It is the force of love. You love your wife, husband, children, friends, family. Just force of love. You love your home. You love your car. It is all love manifested in different ways. Next paragraph he says, say, who else is the highest God of gods? Say, who else moves all the universe? The mother dies for her young. Robber robs. Both are but the impulse of the same love. You are searching God. See these living human beings. They are living gods. Living gods, where are you going here and there? Jive prem kare jai jon, sei jon, se biji ishwar. If you love these human beings, you are worshipping, you are serving God. That he told finally, that is my life experience. It is love. That is guiding, forcing people to move on and on and on. That is my introduction. Now let me tell you what I wanted to tell you. Today I shall tell you how that power of love manifested in the life of Swami Premananda, a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Today is his birthday. Swami Premananda's pre-monastic name was Baburam. He was born in Atpur, maybe 30-40 miles from Calcutta, west, a very rich family. His sister, Krishna Bhavini, was married to Balaram Bosu, a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. And his mother also was a great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, Matangini Devi. Matangini visited Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna said, "Shall I ask one thing from you?" "Anything, sir." "I like that your son should be with me." "Sir, it is a great fortune for me that you are asking my son. But does a mother give the son without anything in exchange? What do you want?" "I want two things from you. I want unflinching love and devotion for God, bhakti. I want love for God. That is my first boon I am asking for. Second, may none of my children die before I do." Sri Ramakrishna looked at that woman and said, "Yes." Have you heard anybody? We heard, when there is a famine or war, sometimes the parents sell their children. Sometimes if there is any disaster, even the mother gives up her children to protect her life. But we have never heard that a mother sold her son in exchange of devotion. Something unique. Anyhow, Baburam was, I am telling you that what kind of mother was Baburam's had. He was in village school, then there was no high school in the village. He came to Calcutta, staying with other extended family. And he was a student of M's school. M was the recorder of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Brahmananda, Premananda, all came from M's school, Metropolitan School in Calcutta, North Calcutta. Someone told Baburam, Premananda, that you are looking for a holy person, go to Dakshineshwar. You will meet Sri Ramakrishna. And Swami Brahmananda started to visit before that. It is 1882 April. So one evening, Brahmananda and Premananda and Ramdayal Babu, three persons, took a boat from Calcutta, went to Dakshineshwar. Dakshineshwar is upstream, 4 miles from Calcutta. It was evening. Sri Ramakrishna was not in his room. They heard that he was in Kali temple. So Premananda went, and Premananda followed him. And Premananda escorted Sri Ramakrishna, holding him. He was in ecstasy. Sir, it is a step down, down, down. In this way, his guy holding Sri Ramakrishna, bringing like a drunkard, intoxicated person from the temple to the down to the courtyard. Then came near his room. Sir, it is steps, up, up, up. There are 4 steps are there before you enter into Sri Ramakrishna's room in that place. Then, holding Sri Ramakrishna, put him on his bed, he sat down. Evening. And in Sri Ramakrishna's room, in the corner, an oil lamp was there. Then slowly Sri Ramakrishna became normal. He came down in the conscious plane. Then says that Baburam has come. What is your name? Then, you are Balaram's brother-in-law. My goodness, he has a good devotee family you are connected with. Anyhow, come, let me see, come close to me. I want to see your eyes and face. He was watching. Let me check your hand. Give your hand to me. So Sri Ramakrishna was weighing hand. Sri Ramakrishna knew all sorts of experience. If the hand is heavy, that means you are worldly. If the hand is light, that means you are spiritual. All these things Sri Ramakrishna, I do not know where he learned. Whether we do not find those things in the books. Perhaps you can weigh yourself. Tor hobe. You are all right. Then they had supper and then they went to bed. He and Ramdayal Babu slept in the veranda under a mosquito curtain. There's a lot of mosquitoes. And Premananda slept in Sri Ramakrishna's room on the floor. And at midnight, Sri Ramakrishna came to Ramdayal. He knew him. Hello, I cannot get any sleep. My mind is longing for Narendra. He did not visit, Narendra means Vivekananda. He did not visit me for a long time. Could you tell him to come and see me? Of course, sir. After 1 year, our Sri Ramakrishna again came. Hello, are you sleeping? My mind is still on Narendra. Could you ask him to come? Please, yes, sir. Whole night he was talking about Narendra. Then they returned to Calcutta. After 3-4 days, Prem Baburam came to Dakshineshwar. Hey, you have come. Very good. Come, carry this firewood. Go to Panchavati. There is a picnic. Narendra has come. He is cooking. Go. You know how I was watching how Sri Ramakrishna trained his disciples. Full of fun. Meditate, eat, enjoy life. Today is picnic. Let us all go. Narendra is cooking. That is the first time Premananda met Swamiji. He was visiting off and on. In the entrance examination, Premananda failed. Sri Ramakrishna was so happy. My disciple failed. You should sympathize. তুই পাশ করিসনি? Very good. Pash mukta holi. You failed because you are free from bondage. Pash, in English, pash means pass the examination. In Bengali, pash means noose, bondage, rope. If I tie you with the rope, that means you pashabadha. Who tu pash mukta hori. You have no degree, then you are free from bondage. He was very happy. My disciple failed in the examination. I shall tell you here one story. I met Swami Chetanananda. He was from Dhaka. So he came to, he was intermediate and pass, and then he joined them, wanted to join the monastery. At that time, Premananda told him, "You want to be a monk?" But yes, we don't want illiterate monks. Swamiji was graduate. You see, we need some learned monks. Go have a MA degree, then come and join the monastery. Then Ajayanandaji said, "Maharaj, you did not pass the school examination and you are asking me to have master's degree. You are a stupid dumbbell. We do not need any degrees. Sri Ramakrishna trained us. Sri Ramakrishna trained us. We do not need any degrees." Oh, when he used to tell that story, we enjoyed his talk. Sri Ramakrishna made us teachers. Premananda was Nitya Siddha, Ishwar Koti. Nitya Siddha means ever perfect soul. Ishwar Koti means akin to Godhead. Third, वो राधा रंग से जन्म. He was the part of Radha. Sri Ramakrishna's disciples came from different incarnations. He said, his very bone, even marrow, is pure. He is the embodiment of purity. Sri Ramakrishna has a deep problem. When he was a samadhi, somebody would hold him. If any impure person would hold him, he would cry out. He could not bear the touch of impure souls. At that time, with Premananda, Brahmananda, they used to hold Sri Ramakrishna. So Premananda later life, he used to say, you know, even I used to pray, Lord, please make me pure, so that when I shall touch Sri Ramakrishna during a samadhi, he may not cry out, then I will be embarrassed in front of everybody. Purity is essential in a spiritual life. Jesus said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Swami Brahmananda later remarked, don't think they are all ordinary souls. The direction they look, that direction becomes pure. What a great statement. এরা যে দিক তাকায় সে দিকটাই পবিত্র হয়ে যায়। It was on 7th March in 1885, Sri Ramakrishna was telling him, you know, now the time has come, I feel that a pure soul should stay with me. I asked Kamini Kanjantagi, who is free from lust and cold. But you know, I asked several boys, nobody, they give all excuses. But Baburam agreed to stay with me. But you know, it is not easy to live with an avatar. You see, Sri Ramakrishna trained his disciples. One day, Baburam was sleeping in his room. At midnight, he saw Sri Ramakrishna spitting his hand. Spitting. Name, fame. He felt that the Divine Mother is pouring name and fame toward him, and he was rejecting. Act 2, name and fame. But that penetrated into my mind. One day a little girl in Balaram's house was swinging the key with the corner of her cloth. Sri Ramakrishna says, "Hey, Baburam, you know, some women, not all women, they rotate their husbands like that." Then somebody was criticizing Shotish Giri, who was the abbot of monastery in Tarukeshwar. Sri Ramakrishna immediately changed the conversation. Do not talk ill of anybody. Don't see fault in others. How Sri Ramakrishna used to train his disciple, Premananda used to say later, if you read that book, Ramakrishna as we saw him, there, these stories are there, how Ramakrishna trained us. Each disciple differently. Ramakrishna to a devotee, have you committed a sin? Don't be afraid. Take a vow. I will not sin anymore. I shall swallow all of your sins. Only avatar can do that. You remember Jesus told that woman who committed adultery, people came to kill her by throwing stones. Then Jesus told those people, those who are free from sin, let him first cast the stone on this woman. Everybody dropped their stones and left. Then Jesus told that woman, did anybody throw you a stone? No, sir. Go. Sin no more. That is the way the avatar teaches. They have tremendous power. One day, Baburam was talking Hazra. Hazra was, that hypocrite lived in Dakshineshwar. Hazra was telling Baburam, hey, Ramakrishna has tremendous power. Get something from him. Malchene, ask something from him. Sri Ramakrishna overheard it. Sri Ramakrishna says, hey Baburam, come from that person. Come to my room. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, do not ask anything from me. My everything is yours. Why will you ask? Did you not see on the street, the beggar says, sir, will you give me money, a penny, give me a penny, give me a penny? That person becomes disgusted, says, go. He throws away a penny, and go from me. We have seen the street beggars in Calcutta. Do not beg. Just love. My everything will be yours. The parents' property goes to the children. They inherit. That is the way it works. Sri Ramakrishna was very sick, suffering from cancer. He had 12 disciples, among 16, 12 disciples were his nurse. 12 nurses, Sri Ramakrishna. Holy Mother cooked food. Doctors are free. Balaram provided diet. And Shurendra gave the house rent. That was the arrangement. These disciples served their Guru. You know, some disciples leave. Oh, my Guru is old, sick. Oh, why should I go and there? Old, sick. How these disciples served Sri Ramakrishna. Amazing. Then the disciples started the monastery. Premananda also joined there. It was on 24th December 1886. All the disciples went to Swami Premananda's village home, Atpur, and they took the vows that we shall never return home, we shall stay in the monastery. Swamiji was the leader. So the Baranagar monastery, Premananda was there. Then he went for tapasya in Puri, in Benares, in Vrindavan. Those places he practiced austerity. Then Balloon Much was established, Swami Vivekananda was there, and Premananda became the pujari, worshipper. One day he was worshipping. Swamiji said, "You get up, go to the village, serve the poor people. Someone will perform the ritual." Swamiji wanted to prove that the worship in the shrine and the serving the poor people, sick people of the village are the same. That is called practical Vedanta. I am giving you some classes, some sharing some our Vedantic tradition, wisdom. That is my worship. I am not worshipping with flowers and fruits and waving light in the shrine. This is my puja. Giving this talk, that is my worship. It is called Bangmoyi Puja, worshipping through the words. After Swami Vivekananda's passing away, Premananda became the manager of Belur Much. He taught practical Vedanta to the monks and novices. Monastery, all the young monks and everybody will come and chopping vegetables, cut vegetables for the food, for the cooking and for the offerings to Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Satprakashananda was one of them, or the Swami who was my predecessor. He will come and check, hey, mal beriye jacche, mane you are peeling the potato, a lot of flesh is going away. The skin should be thin skin should go. You are losing flesh. We are misusing lots of money. How they used to watch, that is the way they judge. Swami Brahmananda one day told the monks, all of you peel the potato and bring the skin to me. You see, holding the skin and potato, he said, this boy is getting good meditation. That is Swami Shuddhananda. His mind is so precise and perfect. The way he removed the peel, very thin, very uniform. You know how these disciples of Ramakrishna were trained by Ramakrishna and how they trained the next generation. That I am giving those lectures in that stories of Vedanta monks. It is extremely important to watch their training. Little things. Swami Chetanananda, who started the center in Chicago in 1930s, but he was pulling the weeds from the courtyard of the Belur Monastery, and somebody said, "Hey, uproot it. You are just taking the front portion, again it will grow. Uproot. You are not doing right." Bring the cow dung from the dairy and make patties, which will be used for fuel. Amazing. Then he asked, one boy came, he has a master's degree. You have a master's degree? Come to go to the dairy and cut the fodder for the cows. He was coming from a very rich family, cut his finger and bleeding. He went and scolded him right and left. I asked you to cut fodder, not finger. Then he made a bandage, he went to the dispensary and bandaged it. Your mind is not yet ready. You have no concentration. careless. True religion manifested in perfection. Sometimes he used to scold the monks. Why are we scolding? It is a very petty, small things. Look, if you are perfect in small things, you will be perfect in big things. This small responsibility if you cannot carry, how will you carry big responsibility? In future, you boys will have to be very great. Then one monk says, Sir, Sri Ramakrishna made you great. Then do you know what he replied? Sri Ramakrishna made us nobodies. Be nobodies. Nobodies mean ego. Just serve. Love and serve. Ego. A barrier. Swami Premananda told me, sometimes Maharaj used to scold. Do you think I only scold? I lose temper? Not for myself, just for you. I love you. I want you to be great. I want you to be perfect. That is the reason I am trying to help, losing my temper. Do you know what there is a beautiful sentence of Tagore. Shashan kara tari shobha paye, je bhalobashe. That it suits, it is right for a person to punish whom he loves. When a mother spanks the children, not out of vengeance or anything, out of love, she is spanking, is hitting the children, so that the child learns to behave well. It is for the good of the child. Mother does not have any enmity or harshness for the children. You must develop all three planes: physical plane, intellectual plane, spiritual plane. Service to the devotees, how to serve. There is a Hindu scripture says, those who are devoted to God are not the true devotees, but those who are devoted to the devotees of God are true devotees. He taught the monks how to serve the devotees. Look, Sri Ramakrishna has a vision in Krishna temple in Dakshineshwar. He saw a light came from the image of Krishna and touched the Bhagavatam. And then touched Sri Ramakrishna. That vision gave him conviction that Bhakto, Bhagavat, Bhagavan, Teen, Ak. Bhagavat means the scripture, Bhagavan means God, and Bhakta means devotees. All these three are one. That vision. So when I am serving you, I am serving God. That is the truth of the Vedanta philosophy. When I am in the shrine, I practice Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. And when I come out and see the faces of others, Tattvamoshi, Tattvamoshi, thou art that. You are also Brahman, you are also Brahman. That is Vedanta philosophy. So that philosophy must come to your life. Amazing. Love develops attraction. Attraction. People would come from Calcutta, from different places to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna used to tease him, hey, he is an afing keko moyur, a peacock was fed a little bit opium. And every day on the same time that peacock would come for opium. His addicted to that opium. So Sri Ramakrishna says some people get addicted. They cannot help to stay at home. So Premananda had that magnetic personality, very, very attractive personality. Because, you know what, if I go to him, I get peace, I get joy. That is the reason you people come to Vedanta. You get some peace and joy. Otherwise, why will you come here? Swami Premananda used to say, when your spirituality develops, you become a little magnet. You attract people. That we find in Premananda. Some college students would come, they used to think that Premananda was their mother. Hey, come, eat with me. Esho, bosho, cow. Come, sit, eat. That was the mantra. Esho, bosho, cow. Come, sit, and eat. And he used to tell stories of Sri Ramakrishna and captivated them. That is the force, power of love. Whenever devotees came to the monastery, he used to feed them. At that time we did not have guest houses. There was a living room, in there all devotees would sleep. And one devotee from South India did not have any place to sleep, so he was sleeping in the veranda. So Premananda saw him and he was asleep. Premananda put a mosquito curtain over him and started to fan him. Sometimes he used to take the monks' blankets and give to the devotees. If the monks grumbled, he told them, look, people suffer so much in the world. They come to Ramakrishna's place for peace. It is your duty to make them feel welcome. It will be great benefit to you and to them. He used to feed people, prasad. A rich family came and did not get prasad. He said, go run. Before they leave the monastery, carry prasad. Next day, that rich family sent a lot of food and sweets and to the monastery. But they just see, we gave a little prasad, so many things came back. One day there was some rain, some devotees left the shoes just outside in the courtyard. And the rain came, and the monk was putting the shoes with the foot and putting in the veranda. Premananda saw, my goodness, devotee shoes you were putting with foot, carry the shoe and carry on your head and bring in the veranda. You were thinking they are householders, they are devotees. God dwells in them. You know, this respect, Shraddha, he was trying to develop in these minds through love. He ruled through love. Some people rule through politics. Some people rule through ego. Some people rule through morality and ethics. Some people rule through spirituality. Premananda ruled through love. If I love you, you will do whatever I say. You know this person is unselfish, unmotivated, my sincere well-wisher. He said the monk's bag has two holes, which comes in one side and goes through the other side. So he was spending too much money for the devotees, once there was a 400 rupees deficit. So in the trustee meeting, Swami Chetanananda raised that in the financial report, 400 rupees deficit. Brahmananda said to Premananda, brother, 400 deficits, how shall we tackle the deficit? Premananda says, Maharaj, it is true, I paid the jabutis and I spent that money. I shall beg and fill up that deficit. So, a brahmachari in Udbodhan, Ganen Maharaj, he was the manager of Udbodhan publication. So Ganen Maharaj made a comment, you know, Baburam Maharaj opened a hotel in Belur Math. Yeah, jabutis are coming and feeding and, you know, prasad. So that report came to Premananda. Premananda says, Ganen is a young boy, what does he know? When jabutis come, I give them prasad. As a result, they develop some devotion. Out of devotion, they go to Udbodhan and buy books. So behind his bookstall is my prasad. People buy his books. During the time of freedom movement, sometimes some police in plain dress will come to Belur Math to check if any monks, any revolutionary are hiding in the monastery or not. We had trouble. We had trouble in Jairambati also, in Holy Mother's place. The secret police will come in the evening and check if there any outsiders are living here or not. So one day, at noontime, hot, a man came to the monastery and checking, and he was exhausted, sat in the veranda on a bench. Premananda came immediately and started to fan him, brought some prasad and gave him a glass of water to drink. Premananda knew that who he was, and that man also later told, he knew that I am a police, I am spying on behalf of the government on the monastery. And here is a person who is serving me, feeding me, taking care of me. He bought my heart through his love. Premananda told him, our inside, outside, both are the same. Nothing hidden, no secret here. That is a sign of a holy person. You know, when we read these stories, we understand what is true religion, what is true religion. Love sees no faults. There is a boy from a very rich family, became a drug addict, and mixing with all sorts of bad people. His brother was a monk. He told Premananda, Maharaj, what shall we do? He went to their home and talked to this young man and asked him to visit the monastery. He came, he talked, fed him, loved him. Later on, that boy began to visit monastery off and on, off and on. Later on, he joined the monastery and became a monk. Through love, he transformed that wayward young man. This is called the power of love. There is no glory to make a good man good. If you can make a bad man good, then there is a glory of your spiritual power and love. That we find in the lives of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Training young monks. It is not easy to train the monks, I tell you frankly. Do you know why? They watch whether you have purity or not. Second, you have renunciation or not. Third, whether you are selfish or not. Fourth, whether you have any, what is called the learning, scriptural learning. That is the way the young monks become devoted to a senior monk. They watch. Very difficult to train the monks. Only a good teacher, a good student can be a good teacher. Premananda did not have any formal education, you know. But how he trained the monks. They loved him, respected him. He used to tell the monks, there is no inferiority complex. You are a disciple of Holy Mother. Why do you feel so small? Have self-esteem. He told the monks, don't be rude, don't be selfish, don't be rough. Some have very bad mouth, bad tongue, never use any harsh words. First be a gentleman, then be a monk, that Swamiji said. You are a monk, that gentleness, that love, that compassion, that forgiveness, these things manifest in your life. You must treat people with respect because God dwells in them. That is the way he should train the monks. Some people are rude, bad mouth. People avoid those people. Sri Ramakrishna used to call them Tomoguni Sadhu. They will ask something, if you do not give, he will curse you. All kinds of people are there in this world anyhow. He asked one boy, you have come here only to work. You must read the scripture every day. He was avoiding classes, you know. He cautioned, I am giving this English book. Next 3 months you read it, finish it. If you do not, I shall give you 1 anna and then take the ferry boat and go to the other side of the Ganges. That means you leave the monastery. He not only took the physical labor, he wanted to develop their intellectual side. He wanted to develop their spiritual side. That is the training the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna gave to them. I remember I got a scolding. After the training center, I went to Swami Omkaranandaji. He was a vice president, very famous monk, very learned, mother's disciple. Uncle Maharaj, I finished my training, I have come to see you. You finished your training? Did anybody beat you with shoes? Uncle, no, then you are not trained. Your ego is not yet shattered. You know, those monks are gone. Nowadays, it is hard to scold anybody. If I scold you, you will say, goodbye, Swami, I am not coming here anymore. I have to be very careful. Some people's ego is so sensitive. Very difficult. You talkative fools, you talk nothing but nonsense. Let not your tongue talk. Let your character speak. That he told a monk. I have some fancy stories are there anyhow. Love for the poor. There was a servant who used to work for the dairy. Do you know what he did? He took 2 shares of milk, 4 pounds of milk. 4 pounds of milk he took and sold somewhere, and he added 4 pounds water along the milk, and that he brought to the monastery from the dairy. Bas, one of the Swamis, Swami Umananda, saw it. He beat that servant with shoes. And then came to Swami Premananda that we shall throw him out. So then in the meantime, that servant, his name is Nidhiya. Nidhiya came, fell at Swami Premananda's feet and crying, "Yes, I did it because I needed some money. I shall never do it again." So Premananda said to that monk, "You beat him already with shoes. If I throw him out, his wife and children will not get any food. They will suffer. So please forgive him and keep him in the monastery," and told him, "Don't do it anymore." He was in judgment in Balaram's house. He called the acting manager, Gyan Maharaj. We met him, Swamiji's disciple. Gyan, I want to tell you something. Anything, sir? Will you be able to serve devotees? Of course, sir. Whatever you say. Serve the devotees. Do not neglect them. That was his last message to the monks. Serve the devotees. God dwells in all human beings. For that reason his name was Premananda, embodiment of love. Rich is life. God lived with them. Perhaps if you have, tonight read his life story. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyid dukkha bhag bhavet, durjana sajjano bhuyat, sajjana shantim apnuyat, shanto mucchita bandebhyo, muktasyanyan vimochayat. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from pains, free from bonds. And may the freed make others free. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Now there will be Zoom session. Please give us a few minutes time. We shall start. George, you have anything to say?